Welcome to a brand new channel update video. Again, whenever I make these, it's always after a long period of time of not making them. So this is the first one in quite a while now. But I have to make a channel update because it's the new year. The last year has obviously passed, and the new year is here, which means new exciting things are on the rise. And trust me, guys, they are. But until RegFX returns next week, yes, that's the official release date, next week, I wanted to make a video in order to just, explain things that are happening, what's going to be happening soon on the channel, what's happening right now, and just to give you guys more of a summary, because I want this year to be structured, I want it to be organized, and I want it to be better than ever. And trust me, guys, it's going to. Okay, so I'm going to split this video into a few parts, and I have my book here, I've got some notes. We'll split it into according to importance. So we start off with copyright. Then we'll go into scheduling, Q&A, and finally, new show. So that should be a breeze, but let's get on with number one, copyright. Now this isn't something I particularly want to talk about, but I'm forced to. So naturally, when I release packs, I expect them to be used, and obviously they have been used. Some packs have been downloaded hundreds of times, thousands of times, and that's really, really cool, and that's what they meant to. They meant to be downloaded and used freely. But it gets to the point when people start making videos on them, things get tricky there. Now, I've noticed like about 6 or 7 or 5 different videos of people using my packs to make their own tutorials about it. And if the tutorials were different or they're unique or original, I wouldn't mind. And if you're using the pack in a different way, in an inventive way, I encourage that. So I wouldn't say anything about that. But the fact that these tutorials are basically just them repeating everything that I did, maybe in a different order, or basically just the entire same tutorial, but from their point of view, it's not sitting well. And what I mean by that is that I don't mind if you guys feel the need to make your own tutorial. The reason I make the tutorials for the packs is so that people know how to use the pack that I've created, the preset or whatever it comes with. But when people start making their own ones, it gets a bit tricky. Now, I have no problem with you taking my pack and making a tutorial about it. I just want you to do 3 things for me. The first thing, I want you to physically say in the tutorial that I made the pack. And then secondly, I want you to put the link to my channel in the description of your video. And I also want you to please put the link to the tutorial that I made on the pack also in the link of your video. That way I know that there's no ill intentions, no one's trying to steal anything, and we can all have fun that way. So I really don't mind. There are a few people that I contacted that I saw them doing this, and I contacted them, and they were kind enough to actually do what I said. One guy even put big annotations on screen, and that's totally cool. So if you guys do that, I have no problem, but if you don't, I'm going to be forced to copyright strike that, and it's not a nice feeling at all. Moving on to some lighter topics and some more fun things to talk about, we have number 2, which is scheduling on the update list. Now, last year was the first year that I've done RegFX. It's season 1, and how do I say this? It was good and really fun, but it was also more like a trial and error type of thing. I made a lot of mistakes. I was kind of easing into the whole thing and trying to really decide how I wanted to progress with it. But after 1 year of a really successful show, I can say 100% confidently that I now know what I'm doing. So this year things are going to be a bit different. I want to enforce a more strict schedule. I want things to be more like a real TV show or web series rather than some plunky thing that I do. And I was good at sticking to dates last season. Out of the 23 episode season, probably only 3 videos I didn't upload on the week it was supposed to go up, and it was delayed or late or something. But 3 episodes out of 23, that's a pretty good cycle if I don't say so myself. But this year it's going to be even more strict. So what I'm going to do is lay out a quick timeline for you guys so you guys know what's going to happen, and then we'll talk more about it. So basically what I want to do is I want to have 10 episodes, so 10 weeks starting from next week, 10 episodes every week, 1 episode, and then a 1 to 2 week break, and then episode 11 to episode 23 till the end of the season. I feel like that way everything would be more structured, and we wouldn't have any mishaps or mistakes or something. And what I also want to do is that the minute the episode is done, what I would do last season, if an episode was done on Wednesday and I was going to put it out on Friday, I just upload it on the Wednesday. But I noticed that TV shows don't really do that, web series don't do that, so what I'm going to do is I'll make sure the videos are done, and I will have a strict release day and maybe even a time. I'm not sure about that. As for the day, I'm not sure what day I would maybe pick Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all 7 days to pick from. But what I will do is that next week, the first episode of season 2 is coming out. Whatever day that comes on, I want you guys to take that as the official day of the releases of new episodes, and we'll follow in that vein for the rest of the season. Q&A, that's the next one. Q&A. Q&As are really fun, and I love doing Q&As. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start introducing a more frequent Q&A series. And how that's going to work is like this. Every Q&A video I put out, I want you guys to ask whatever questions you want. If you want to ask questions for the next one, in the comments of the latest Q&A video. That way I know where to look for questions. And then the next Q&A, I'll pull from questions from that one, and the next one, I'll pull from that one, and the next one, I'll pull from that one, and so on till infinity. Maybe not infinity. Infinity plus 1, that sounds good, yeah. But I also want you guys to do is, if you ask a question in the comments of a Q&A video, please put the hashtag #OddAQ&A, that one. That way I know that it is focused towards the Q&A and it's not just some request or a normal comment, and I'll be able to filter them out because I get quite a few comments in my videos nowadays. And to kick it off, I want you guys to ask any questions you want in the comments of this video. That way I have a starting point at least, and then obviously next Q&A video, ask questions there. You guys get the point. Okay, that brings us to our final segment, number 4, new show. Now I have been teasing a new show quite a bit, especially last season of Reds FX, and on Twitter and all over the place. People ask me about it, people are excited about it, which I am so glad to hear. But let me just explain quickly what the Reds FX, what the Red Alert Film Academy will basically be. Imagine everything besides effects done. That's the synopsis. Okay, maybe it's a bit more streamlined than that. Anything regarding filmmaking besides editing or VFX. So I'll be covering equipment, I'll be covering behind the scenes of movie shoots, I'll be covering how to make a short film, I'll be covering the music of film, the filming itself, everything besides the editing and VFX side of things. Everything post-production will be covered on Reds FX, everything pre-production and production related will be covered on the Film Academy. So I will be taking requests for the Film Academy. It won't be as request orientated as Reds FX is. There won't be like a, these are the requests, this is what I'm doing. It'll be more like a reference. So if you guys also want to see something, I'll show it. Won't exactly mention you guys, that's what Reds FX is for. But I think it'll be a cool way to basically express everything besides the post-production side of filmmaking to you guys, so you guys can learn more stuff about the other side, because there's a lot of that happens before you sit down to edit the movie. But that's it guys, I'll probably be editing this video later on today and realize that I forgot something, smack myself in the head, wake up 2 hours later and realize that hey, it doesn't really matter because I have Twitter. Speaking of Twitter, let me just plug that in right there. If you don't follow me on Twitter or Instagram, please do. I set up a lot of updates, a lot of teasers, a lot of behind the scenes things. You can look forward to the new episode coming out next week. Exciting things are in store, really exciting things. I don't want to say anything right now, but you'll know when it happens, okay? You'll know when it happens. I hope you guys enjoyed this channel update video. Boring video, maybe, but it had to be done. Next week, you get back to all the explosive funness. But until then, I will see you guys in the next video.